Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be taking you through The Samaritan by John Lara, Act 1, Scene 3, Episode 1, Analysis. First of all, I want us to draw our literary triangle. And so on the upper vertex, there is characterization. Then on the base vertex, on this side, we have aspects of style. Then we have the themes. In the middle, we have what we call the plot. So a simple plot of what happens. The events in this scene take place in Medingo Golf Club. It takes place in the jungle room. And the time is 9 p.m. on Wednesday, a week after scene 2. So basically, that is the place, setting, and the time that the events in this episode takes place. So what happens is that we have 3 characters being featured. We have Harvester, that is the CEO of Maracas municipality. There is Mosi Oatunya, who is the mayor, and then lastly there is Bembe. Bembe is the Inspector General of Maracas municipality. So Mosi Oatunya, who is the mayor, has called for kind of a crisis meeting between himself, Harvester, and Bembe. Mosi notes that the Samaritan crisis, that is, whatever is being written on the Samaritan app, has snowballed into a nightmare. When something snowballs, then it simply means that it has kind of increased. So it's like the Samaritan app crisis has been too much. So it has snowballed into a nightmare. So that is a metaphor that has been used there. So in its literal sense, a nightmare is always a bad dream. So in this instance, the Samaritan crisis is really causing these municipal leaders a difficult time. And that is why it's being compared to a nightmare. So Bembe is fearful. He is fearful to a point that he feels that he is going to die. Because, as he says, when he logged into the Samaritan app and found the accusations against him, he confesses that his blood sugar went up. And Mosi Oatunya, the mayor, humorously replies to that when he says that if Bembe's blood sugar goes up, then he needs to take as much salt as possible. You know, that really makes us laugh, because ordinarily that is not the right remedy or the right treatment for the high blood sugar. So there is that kind of humor. As readers, we laugh at that. So Harvester also says that in the Samaritan app, he has also been accused of abuse of office, bringing us to the theme of abuse of office here. And the cases that have been cited, number one, that he has sent letters banning the Samaritan app. Number two, that on the instructions of Mosi or Atunya, previously, he bought all the newspapers from the newspaper vendors to ensure that the information does not get to the citizens of Maracas municipality. So there is that aspect of abuse of office on the part of Mosi Atunya as well as Harvester. Again, Mosi Atunya comes out as corrupt because Mosi Atunya says that in the app he is being accused of what is called municipal capture. And Harvester, who comes out as informed, all through the play, he has come up as the center of information. He is quite informed, and he tells Mosi Atunya that municipal capture is the worst form of corruption, in which someone's private interests determine the public policy. And that gives us another theme, and that is the theme of corruption. So basically, what happens in this episode 1, Act 1, Scene 3, is just the accusations that are being labeled against these municipal officials, Harvester, Mosi Atunya, and then Bembe. Bembe, apart from being fearful, is also desperate. Is desperate and disillusioned. So when we say someone is disillusioned, it means that that is someone who has just given up in life. He feels that he's going to die as a result of what is going on. Then there is some kind of violence here as well. And the violence comes as a result of Bembe, who is the violent character, being accused of being a part of a gang called the Ghetto Boys gang. And normally we say that literature is always the mirror of the society. And that is what happens in this play. Like the government that should be held accountable and take care of its citizens and protect the citizens. It is quite interesting that the Inspector General of Police, Bembe, at this point in time, sponsors a gang to reign terror on the citizens of Maracas. So that is simply what happens even in our contemporary nations. In our contemporary nations, we realize that the government itself sponsors violent gangs, violent groups to reign terror on their own people. And that is actually what happens at this point. There are also rhetorical questions. And the rhetorical questions really bring out Bembe as emotional. And these are some of the questions that he asks. That is when he is accused that his Medingo Golf Club and his adjoining house must have been built in the university land. He asks this question: am I getting a little bit hard of hearing? What are you people saying? What do you mean? It is university land. How? When? So the rhetorical questions underscore Bembe being emotional. So the thematic concerns, we have dealt with the three of them. That is the abuse of office on the part of harvester who uses public resources to buy newspapers from the vendors so that the citizens of Maracas cannot get to know what's happening there. Then there is corruption. Corruption, in this case, Monsieur Atunya being corrupt when he practices what is called municipal capture. His private interest overrides the determination of public policy. Then there is violence, where the newspapers accuse Bembe of sponsoring the Ghetto Boys gang and kind of ununiformed police officers to reign terror on the people of Maracas. Then there is also the place of the media. The place of the media in the society. Media can be used as a force for good and again a force for evil. Because one of the papers, and that paper is the Sentinel. This paper, its lead story reads that Maracas Municipality Council rocked in a civil war. And then they go ahead to mention that during the altercation between Monsieur Atunya and Seymour and Ted, that it ended with Mosi wrestling Seymour in a duel and Mosi losing a tooth in the process. And actually, when we covered that part, we did not find such a thing happening. So, to some extent, the media is being used as a tool for propaganda. So, media is used as a tool for propaganda, and media can also be manipulated. Sometimes the media sells its soul to the highest bidder. You can look at Mosi confessing that he normally has his contacts in the media who tells him everything. And Mosi also accuses the porcupine. So there is also a metaphor when Mosi Atunya calls Honorable Basdeo, who is the official opposition leader of Maracas Municipality, as a porcupine. So he says that the porcupine has withdrawn a lot of money and that the porcupine has also marshaled an arsenal in order to fight these municipal leaders. Again, it is through the media that the various ills in this society are exposed. So, viewers, that is basically what is found in Act 1, Scene 3, Episode 1. The next time we meet, we'll be looking at the second episode of this Scene 3. If you are new here, kindly consider hitting onto that subscribe button so that anytime we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thanks for watching.